Hey folks, welcome back. I am in the shade. It is very, very warm. It is very, very humid. We did firewood this morning, and by 11 o'clock we were all drenched in sweat and we couldn't stand it anymore. The humidity was so high, folks, and there was no breeze. Now there's a really nice breeze, but we gave up. We got a lot done, and we made it so when we get back at it, it's just going to be a quick part of the day, and then we'll have quite a bit more wood. But it was just too hot and too humid, and we just said no more of that, no more of that. So we're supposed to get some rain, folks. We will see, we will see. Fingers are crossed, toes are crossed, on my knees asking for rain, right? But we better be careful how much rain we get, right? So a slow, steady rain for a few days would be awfully nice. We don't need the downpours. We do not need flooding. We don't need monsoons, right? So I just filmed a little bit on Staghorn Sumac. I was going to do some on jewelweed, but I found that they are not quite ready yet. Somebody had asked me if I would do a wild raisin demonstration. Over coffee this morning, I walked up to the wild raisins, and they are not ready yet, but I would be very happy to do that. So it's all good. You just have to be patient, right? So here is the Staghorn Sumac video, folks. I gave you enough information to either be curious or to try it, or at least enough information so you could do more research on your end, all right? Now, I love Staghorn Sumac Aid, folks. I do. I make gallons of it every summer. I really like it. It's cool and refreshing, and it's free, and it's very healthy for you. So I rather enjoy it. It's got a lot of vitamin C in it, folks. It's got more vitamin C, I believe, than the pine needle tea. But you would have to do your research on that. Even though I like pine needle tea 1,000 times better, I like the Sumac Aid, right? So thank you for stopping by. Thank you for any new subscribers and all the nice comments. I really appreciate that. On every staghorn comb, there are multiple berries that make up the comb. And on each one of those berries has these little hairy tentacles. They're a little fuzz, and that is where any nutrition and that is where any flavor is. Every time it rains, what happens is where the flavor is on the hairs, the rain will wash the flavor off, and then after it stops raining, the comb will need to regenerate that flavor, and it will need to regenerate the nutrition on those hairs, okay? So you pick them when they're maroon, when they're mature. You wait until the morning dew has dried off. You wait until at least 5 days after a rain before you collect the combs, all right? So when you collect them, I use a gallon glass jar, and I put them straight into a gallon glass jar. Do not rinse them off first, because if you rinse them off, you are rinsing all the flavor and all the nutrition off before you put the combs in the glass jar, okay? So it's very important that you do not rinse them off. So you pack them into a glass jar, and then you put in cold water, folks, cold water. And then you let them sit. I let mine sit up to 24 hours. Some people just set it on the counter for overnight. Some people just do it for like 6, 7, 8 hours. I like a nice staghorn flavored water, so I put mine usually for 24 hours, bare minimum overnight. So when you take, the next time let's say you did it in the afternoon the day before, and you let them set overnight, you take your hands and you massage the berries, okay, the combs, and the berries will fall off. A lot of them will fall off, and you will notice that the water the more you massage it, the water will turn about the color of a comb, okay? It'll turn a nice, beautiful, beautiful red color. Now those hairs, when you pull your hand out for massaging the combs in the water, you're going to have fine hairs all over your hand. They are not an irritant unless you are allergic to cashews. Okay, if you are allergic to cashews or you have extra sensitive skin, you may not want to have anything to do with a Staghorn Sumac because it may irritate your skin, okay? So that's just a fair warning. The Staghorn Sumac, the Indians used to call it lemon spice, okay? It could be used as, instead of lemon, as a flavoring. Now I know my sister, I don't know if she still does, but she used to collect the combs and take the berries off and dry them. And then she would either store the berries all dried, or she would crumble them up or mince them up or blend them up and turn it into a fine powder. And then she would put it in her food that she wanted, like a little lemony taste or a little zesty taste or whatnot. So the Staghorn Sumac is an antioxidant, it's an anti-inflammatory, it is chock full of vitamin C, folks. So it's here in Maine, August is about the time when they become mature, which means they are maroon, right? Any earlier than that, if they are not this color here, you do not pick them. Now these will go right into the fall, but the longer they are on the bush, the staghorn bush, the plant, the tree, whatever you want to call it, the more apt the bugs are going to get into it, okay? So August is a really good time to harvest them, and I have been watching these for about a month, and right now they are ready to pick. If it hadn't rained here, we got a real short downpour, I guess, Sunday morning here. I was at work, but Sunday morning we got a real short rainfall, so I cannot pick these until at least Friday or Saturday, or if it doesn't rain between now and then, I'll pick them next Monday, all right? So at least 5 days after a rain and after a dew. It's very, very important that you follow that rule, all right? So, and then after you've made it, you can add honey, you can add whatever sweetener you want to make it so it's not so tart. Because it is a little tart, folks. It's like licking a lemon, all right? So it makes really good lemonade substitute. And up here in Maine, we cannot grow lemons. Most of us cannot grow lemons. So this is what I use for a lemon substitute when I want something cool and refreshing on a hot day toward the end of summer. So that's the Staghorn Sumac. It's pretty healthy for you. You can dry them and grind them up, and you could store them in a cool, dry, dark place, and they'll last for a very long time. If you make the sumac aid, which is the sumac drink that I just described to you, then I got Guinea walking down behind me, folks. It'll be good in the refrigerator up to about a week, all right? But I can drink a lot of sumac aid in a week, folks, so I have never had to throw it out because I've consumed it. Now, I don't want to forget to tell you, when you put the staghorn combs in the water and you let it steep, you need to strain it out. You can either strain it with a cheesecloth, you can strain it with a kitchen towel, anything that you use to strain like your berries out with, or you filter like your maple syrup out with, anything like that. Just filter all those hairs out of there and the berries, and then throw them in your compost, right? So it's pretty good, folks, pretty good. And I can't say it enough. They've got to be mature, and to get the most nutrition and the most flavor, you need to wait until after the dew has dried on the comb, and at least 5 days after a rain, all right? So there you have it. This is just a small patch I have right here by the wood pile. I've got a few trees in here, and that is more than enough for me. Now, sumac it can get pretty invasive. If you see a patch of sumac that has been left unattended, there could be almost like groves of it. Now, they're really pretty, folks. They're very ornamental. Some people call them a noxious bush, but they do not realize how valuable this is for your nutrition and for something nice to drink on a hot, hot day, folks. All right? So there you have it.